Election year, and in case you didn't realize, the political scene and the candidates themselves could affect our investments in a number of different ways.
Today's Your Dime sponsor is Wall Street Financial Group. Chief Retirement Strategist and Founder Zach Gray and Duke Smith Investment Advisor Representative are back with us. So I'm guessing things are a little questionable with the market with the elections coming up.
Yeah.
How does that work?
It'll be interesting to see. Historically, when we look at markets in an election year, it is a positive trend. Most people probably don't realize that, but overall, historically, most election years do see some positive market growth. But with this one being such a big election and, sometimes having some polar opposites on other sides, it could be a little bit different this year. So I guess we'll have to be careful and see.
Not wanting to get too political, but does it matter the party that's in power or the party that's not as to how the market goes? Like if there's a Republican and people are hoping for a Democrat or the other way around, does that impact where the markets are going, or is it just kind of a free-for-all wait and see?
Well, historically, and actually we have a little graphic that can kind of go along with it, but historically, it really hasn't, right? I mean, as you look at it over time, it appears to be that third year of someone's tenure tends to be one of the best, and you can see that now, with that graphic. A pre-election year tends to be one of those years that things really do spike. You can see historic averages is what we're looking at here, and we are averaging, of course, Democrats and Republicans, looking at both sides of the coin. Now, going into the election year, the neat thing is that we're still looking at some positive numbers. And of course, we're running red hot as far as kind of, the markets are concerned, coming off of, as we've shared before, some of the best years we've ever seen in 2019. The question is now, like say, what does go up? Will it go down? We're seeing a lot of different wild cards. I mean, we've seen Iran, in the news, and, there's a lot of talk about, this could be a more volatile election. And I don't think that it matters if you're right or left wing, if you will. I think, we all realize that it could be a little bit more volatile than what we've seen in the past.
So I don't know a whole lot about all this that we talk about whenever you do come. I'm not even going to lie. Why would it be so much better in a pre-election year? Why? Why would it be so high?
Valid question.
Duke, do you have a few thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of reasons. First and foremost, if you've got somebody that is an incumbent president, they're probably trying to push things as good as they possibly can if they're hoping for re-election. Some other economic factors, I mean, people have gotten used to what the economy looks like under that current president. So there's a lot of different schools of thought on what could cause that versus their first year in. The market doesn't really know where they're going to head with their policies and, some of the other stuff that they do.
I would imagine after a new Congress comes in, too, it takes them a little time to get their sea legs and start passing things and changing things. Do you guys use that graph to change how you invest and what you do with your clients' money? Like, does that, knowing that this might be a down year compared to last year, does that change what you guys do on a daily basis?
We do a lot more, I think, in terms of more specific trading. I mean, we are really taking a day-to-day approach, even an hour-to-hour approach when it comes to, does it make sense to be trading into the specific sector of the market, or do we need to be maybe pulling the reins back based on, market declines? We do believe in active money management here at Wall Street Financial Group. We think that it's really important to have someone that takes a vested interest and not a really kind of set it and forget it based on maybe, preconceived ideas of what an election year or maybe a pre-election year might have done in the past, or even with where the market had been in the past. I mean, because as mentioned, Duke brought up some good points about maybe that third year of a presidency. Now the question is can we continue on that strong pace in a fourth year? We saw in the graphic that, things have been positive, at least historically, for averages. We want to know, can we continue on?
Don't we all?
Well, and those guys are out campaigning for their next turn in that fourth year, so that maybe explains the dip a little bit. It's fascinating stuff that we don't completely understand, but thankfully, these two do. And I came up with this from socks to stocks thing last time. I'm going to run with that every time, I think.
Like it.
You can find them at Wall Street Financial Group, and we will connect you at our website, which is CILiving.tv.
And time now for today's CI Giving winner. One lucky family is going to see the Harlem Globetrotters this Friday night over at State Farm Center.
Our winner is Bob Sumption from Tuscola. Congratulations, Bob. Going to come by the station to pick up your prize between 8:30 and 5. You need to do it by Friday because that is obviously big game.
Exactly. Now, back in the CI kitchen, sharing a recipe from his upcoming dinner over at the Spice Box on the U of I campus.
We have U of I student chef Julio Zacharias, who's making a very fancy form of creme brulee that's from where?
Catalonia.
All right.
Which is what your theme is for your Spice Box meal. So this is the dessert portion.
Yes, it is.
What else?
This is the fifth course.
Oh, fifth.
Before that, the first course of bread service is pam tomaquette, which is Catalonian garlic bread. So instead of using a tomato sauce, he uses fresh tomato puree. The second course is a salad. It's called escalivada. It's a smoked grilled salad with an olive oil and cherry vinaigrette,
Yum.
salt and pepper. The third course are called bombas. So if you think of a mozzarella stick, but instead of cheese, it's mashed potato.
Ooh.
So you have the mozzarella stick and you fill it with mashed potato and then you fry it again. That's what a bomba is.
That
Sounds
pretty
amazing.
good. Is bomba a Spanish word for bomb?
Yes, it is.
All right.
It
I
just
like it.
Look at
explodes in
you.
your mouth.
And then I saw on the menu, I was looking at earlier, paella is the fourth thing, right?
Yes, so the main entree of the five-course meal is Paella La Barceloneta, which is a neighborhood in Barcelona. It is 4 meats. It is chorizo, chicken, mussels, and shrimp.
Whoa.
Each portion is over 6 ounces of meat,
Wow.
which is good helping.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Now,
it
you
is.
promised we were going to get to set something on fire, and we're running out of
it.
time,
Yes.
so let's
Here,
do
come
this.
over here. You trade
Let's do
spots
this.
with me.
All right, so I'll have you guys do this one.
Okay, we just sprinkling
Just
sugar on top of this
Sprinkle 1 tablespoon of sugar on top.
Ooh.
thing? Okay,
That's perfect.
on the other?
Yep.
You hear that? I think that was perfect, he said.
Oh, my. I think he was
Except for all the sugar that's got on the counter.
All right.
Heads up.
Now we're gonna light things on fire. All right. So I'll show you guys how to do one. You can do the other one.
Okay.
You just light it on fire, kind of.
How do you not burn your hand off?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
We're used to it.
Oh, he's used to it. He no longer has hair hands.
Right. Hair on his hands? Hair hand sounds like a medical condition.
But look at how that sugar is just caramelizing.
I think that's what's supposed to happen.
Okay,
All right.
really quickly, when is the meal?
The meal is February 7th, which is 10 days from now. Wow, that's coming up.
Yeah,
All right.
it is.
We'll get you all the details at CILiving.tv. Tomorrow, we're going to talk with Miss Illinois County. Yeah, we'll see you then.